Happy Halloween!
It's a cauldron. It was given to me by my late Aunt Aura, who was burned at the stake. They're paintings of things I've seen. The gongs of Galadine the First. Legend says they hold some magical ability, but I think it's broken. I call him Sir Toss-a-Lot, because that's all he does now. Toss things. That's Robert! Robert! How you doing, buddy? Igor's just a deaf mute that doesn't belong here, and he should just stop coming over. Do you hear that, Igor? Stop coming up here! Oh, ignore him. That's just Milton. There was a beanstalk, and things went kind of off, and it's a long story. That's Robert! Robert, how you doing? I don't have any cheese for you today, pal, sorry. They're interdimensional tyrants. Avoid them at all cost. It's a music box to soothe the nerves. Legend has it the witch that made it lives inside it. They're coins given to me by a council of dimension-jumping wizards. It's a magical sword that my old master stole from the Fae. Try activating it for some target practice. They were given to me by a great wizard, and they tell the secrets. No, I got them on an all-nighter in Gambletown. Well, what is reality? And even if the world is virtual, your experience is real. The observers are to blame for that. Or me, depending on how you look at it. It's an ugly story. I don't want to talk about it. This is the magical tower that used to belong to me. Now it belongs to you. The fortress is the stronghold of the observers. It's where they keep their ancient artifacts and secret weapons. Oh, that's just some trinket I bought at a market in Gambletown. It was just this street vendor was just... They were just so fun that I sort of ended up with it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was cheap anyway. You're just gonna destroy all my things? That one actually, I didn't like that one that much, and it was super cheap. Got it on the market. It's a vase given to me by the Queen of the Elves and made by her own grandmother. It's quite priceless. Oh, do you have any idea what that cost? It was made by elves! Whoa! Oh no! That was a gift from the Queen of the Elves! Oh, she's not gonna be happy with that. It's a vase from the ancient civilization of the Berkulovs. They were a civilization known for its exquisite pottery. Be careful with it, okay? Ah, you cannot be serious! You just broke the vase of the Berkulov tribe! It's a civilization that's long gone! What do you think about Richard's armor? I think he's still in there somewhere. He comes out sometimes. Hey, Richard! Richard! Are you there? No, nothing. Well, he does come out sometimes. I don't know, it seems kind of masochistic to go in there again, you know what I mean? You know, Richard here that owned this armor, he was so fat that he barely fit into that armor. He was like canned tuna, you know? You know, Richard, who owned this armor, he's one of the reasons why I stopped wanting to be a knight. It was like the late knight era, you know? So they stopped selecting people that were actually loyal, honest, you know, the people that held the right values. And Richard was a great example of that. fat, lazy bum. A dishonest, lying scoundrel. You hear that, Richard? Are you in there? This armor is so dirty. Richard! Richard! You should try polishing your armor instead of throwing me around all the time. Did you know this is the armor that Richard wore after challenging me to a duel, and then he slipped and broke his neck? Hear that, Richard? Do you remember? I know you remember. You know, this armor is as hollow as Richard's head was when he was alive. Yeah, I know you can hear me, Richard. You know it's true. You know it's true. Did you know that my armor didn't weigh that much, really? It's like 10 to 30 kilograms. Yeah, that's not that much. But if you're fighting with it, then it starts to weigh on you, right? Yeah, it's interesting. Hey, can you take me away from Richard, please? He's still annoyed that he slipped and broke his neck when we were about to have a duel. Like, it still cracks me up to think about it. You know, I still don't understand how this gargoyle head produces apples on demand. If I knew that, I could solve world hunger, you know? But I don't know. I found this an abandoned fortress, and I've just never been able to figure it out. I just put it there because I like apples when I'm having breakfast, you know? You know, the abandoned fortress that I found this gargoyle head in was owned by dark elves. And I think the king really liked apples. Because that's all it does. It makes apples. I've just been using it because I like having apples with breakfast, but it's pretty remarkable, right? You know, sometimes I feel like this gargoyle is staring at me with those empty eyes. If gargoyles were meant to scare evil spirits away, shouldn't they have been made looking like humans? I mean, if it's a monster, they're friends, right? It's the humans that fight monsters, right? I have these thoughts, you know. What do you think about this gargoyle head? I found it once when I was adventuring in an old abandoned fortress. And to this day, I have not been able to figure out how it just makes apples. Where do they come from? Is it teleporting, or where is this gigantic apple tree that it teleports apples from? Or is it just making, like, where does it come from? It's amazing. If this gargoyle had a voice, what do you think it would sound like? I bet it would be something like, right? Right? or maybe something like a squeaky voice. That would be hilarious. Gargoyle. 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 Weird word. You know, you'd think having a gargoyle head like this that can produce apples on demand, I could solve world hunger, right? Well, I connected it to a game where you slash the apples and it counts it, right? Considering this is a bookshelf, there's a lot of junk in there. Wonder if maybe I need a new cabinet. What do you think? You know, this bookshelf was given to me by a witch called Barbara. Not Barbara. Barbara with an E. It's super weird. You know, back when my brother was alive, we used to go rat hunting after drinking the little potion. That was some exciting stuff, you know. When you're that small, a rat is like a gigantic monster. It was amazing. And you know, you would not believe what is inside the walls of this place. Have you tried rubbing that genie lamp? I thought it was supposed to be this thing that granted you wishes, but no, not this one. No, not this one.